Okay, this is the Learning Target 2 practice, and so in this case we are looking through and naming ions, and so we're looking at the oxidation numbers, we're looking at the ion name, we're looking if it will gain or if it will lose, and how many electrons will be gained or lost. So when you went through and put your oxidation numbers on your periodic table, these are your oxidation numbers right here. So we've got a 1 plus, a 2 plus, 3 plus, 4 plus, 3 minus, 2 minus, 1 minus, and 0. So these oxidation numbers here, another thing that we need to do is on your periodic table, you know how we talked about these valence electrons would vary? Well, it's the same thing is true. Oxidation numbers will vary. So they will change. Now, if these are positive, that means that they're losing electrons. If they're negative, that means they're gaining electrons. If it's 0, it means that it doesn't gain or lose electrons. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this as a reference, but I'm not going to switch it back and forth, but I'm going to use that out to the side. And remember, everything in that family has that oxidation number. Everything in the family. So families, remember, go up and down. So let's go through and see if we can answer some of these questions. So on this one right here, sodium. Sodium is Na, and it's number 11, and it is in family 1, so it has an oxidation number of 1 plus. The ion's name is sodium ion. Will it gain or lose? It's positive, so it will lose. How many electrons? 1. All right, so bromine, the next one is bromine. It's number 35, so its symbol is Br. It has a -1 oxidation number, oxidation charge. So remember from your tutorials, that changes to bromide because it's a non-metal. And it will gain an electron, and it will gain 1 because it's 1 minus. Magnesium is Mg, it's a 2 plus, and this would be a magnesium ion. It's going to lose 2 electrons. That's what gives us the +2 charge. Chlorine, Cl, 1 minus. That is going to be chloride, and it is going to gain, because it's a -1. Oxygen is a -2. So it's going to become oxide. It is going to gain 2 electrons. Boron is number 5, so boron is a 3 plus, and that is actually it's a boron. I think it's a boron ion. I'll go back and check that one to make sure. If it's not, I'll come back. It's a boron ion, and it is going to lose 3 electrons. Lithium is Li. That's a 1 plus. It's a lithium ion. It's going to lose 1 electron. All right, neon is Ne, 0. There's no ion's name because it will not lose and it will not gain anything because it is 0. Phosphorus is P, and that is a 3 minus, and it is, 3 minus is what it is. It is a phosphide, and it will actually gain 3 electrons. Okay, aluminum, Al, 3 plus, that's an aluminum ion. It will lose 3 electrons. Calcium, Ca, 2 plus, that is a calcium ion. It will lose 2 electrons. Iodine is a 1 minus charge, and that would be iodide, and that would be, it's going to gain 1 electron. Nitrogen. Nitrogen is a 3 minus charge, and that would be a nitride. and it's going to gain 3. Cesium, that's CS, that's a 1 plus, that's a cesium ion. It is going to lose 1 electron. Sulfur is a 2 minus, that is a sulfide, and it's going to gain 2 electrons. Fluorine is a 1 minus, that becomes a fluoride, and that means it's going to gain 1 electron. Potassium is K, that's a 1 plus. The ion's name is potassium. I don't know if I can fit this in the sheet. It's a potassium ion. It's going to lose 1 electron. Barium. Barium is Ba, and that's a 2 plus. That would be a barium ion. It's going to lose. Okay, so let's pick back up. So we've got hydrogen, which is 1 plus. So this is a hydrogen ion, and it is going to lose 1. This one lost 2. All right, so let's look at helium. Remember, helium is 0, so it does nothing. Strontium is Sr, which is number 38. It is a 2 plus, and that's going to be a strontium ion. It's going to lose 2. All right, so we've got argon, which is Ar, and that is a noble gas. So we're done there. Krypton, guess what? Noble gas. We're done there. Selenium is Se, and that is a 2 minus. The ion's name is going to be, I always have a hard time saying this one, selenide, I think is the way we say it. That's the way I say it anyway. And it is actually going to gain, it's going to gain 2 electrons. And then arsenic is As, and that is a 3 minus, and that is arsenide. Arsenide. And it's going to gain 3. There we go. All right, let's flip over to the back really quickly. Let me refocus so it's a little bit clearer. There we go. Well, all right, all we have to do here is we just have to write their oxidation numbers. Let me lock that into place. Okay, so this is magnesium. Magnesium is a 2 plus. Rubidium is Rb, which is a 1 plus, excuse me. Zinc, you notice that this has the Roman numeral, so it's actually telling you, and if it's a metal, and if it's always going to be positive, 2 positive. Oxygen is 2 negative. Chromium is Cr, and it's telling you it's 3 positive. Titanium is telling you 4 positive. Lithium is in family 1 positive. Nitrogen is 3 negative. Iron 2 is Fe, 2 negative, because it is a transition metal. Barium is Ba, and that is a 2 plus. Bromine is a 1 minus. Strontium, Sr, which is a 2 plus. Calcium is a, where am I? Calcium, there's 2 plus. Sodium, Na, which is 1 plus. Copper, Cu, 1 plus. Remember, it's given to me there. Hydrogen, 1 plus. Potassium, 1 plus. Chlorine, 1 minus. Sulfur is 2 minus. Beryllium is 2 plus. Aluminum is 3 plus. Lead is Pb. And Pb is actually in the 4th family there, but a lot of times lead can also change. So lead is a 4 plus. Iron is Fe. This case it's 3. Iodine is I, and that is a 1 minus. And phosphorus is a 3 minus. Okay, and this one down here, you just have to fill in your chart. And you notice under lithium is sodium, potassium, rubidium, and cesium, and they all have a 1 plus charge, +1. Group 2, you have beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and they all have a +2 charge. Group 13 is boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, and thallium. Oops, TL, excuse me, TL, and these are all 3+ charges. Group 14 is carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, and lead, and these are all 4+. Group 15 is nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth, and these are all 3 negatives because they're all going to gain 3 electrons to be stable. All right, group 16 is oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and polonium. That's going to give me a 2- charge. And the last one is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine, and these are all 1-. Okay, and there we go. Now, one of the things that I know your videos talked about, and I talk about in class as well, is the things that are going to gain or lose, and how they are going to become stable. Just really quickly, if they are a 1+, they're going to give away 1. These guys are looking for 1. Family 1 and family 17 bond together. These guys are giving away 2. These guys are looking for 2. So family 2 and family 16 bond together a lot. Family 13 and 15, they're giving away 3. They're looking for 3. They make a match made in heaven. And if they're in this 4th column, they will share with each other, either or they'll give and take from each other. A lot of times they'll make covalent bonds as well besides ionic, and it won't, if it's not ionic, you don't have to worry about the charges. Okay, so that's how they bond together.